I'm just really excited for all the possibilities that are blossoming and happening with Res, and certainly the United Way support of that has been such a key cornerstone piece to making it all possible.
This is Hourglass, the podcast for United Way of King County in Seattle. Coming up, hear how we've spent our time helping people launch or grow nonprofit organizations that serve the needs of our communities. We will also hear about United Way's Our Neighbor Fund and our upcoming event with the Seattle Mariners. I'm your host, Joe Burris. Thanks for tuning in. Why do we start nonprofits? According to Foundation Group, a Nashville-based company that supports nonprofit organizations, the top reason people launch nonprofits is to meet needs they believe aren't being met or aren't being met properly. They might see their communities lack the services they need, or that there's no one to advocate for people experiencing homelessness, or that the quality of education in their school districts have been substandard for too long. Tired of asking others to solve the problem, they make up their minds to do it themselves, and they set goals to bring about lasting change and invest their time and energy to solve problems. Yet often they lack the treasure or funding in the way of grants, seed money, or in-kind donations. Without adequate or sustained funding, those who launch nonprofits can see their goals die well before accomplishment. That's why United Way of King County is proud to say we've helped launch or sustain many local nonprofits serving our communities. Some of the more than 150 grants we dispersed in 2023 alone went to organizations that years ago were launched with United Way funding. Some went to organizations that we helped grow or increase their ability to reach more people in their communities. And other funding helped nonprofits form coalitions that enabled them to collectively serve their communities. In this episode of Hourglass, we will spotlight a few organizations whose work we've been proud to be a part of, often from the very beginning. We'll start with Asian Counseling and Referral Service, or ACRS, a Seattle-based organization that promotes social justice and well-being and empowerment of Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and other communities of color. ACRS was founded in the 1970s by a group of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders who were fed up with the likelihood of being misdiagnosed when they sought mental health services. Leslie Stone, ACRS Youth Development Director, said the founding group included students, activists, and community leaders, including former United Way of King County Senior Vice President and board member David Okamoto. She said what began as a grassroots movement quickly grew into a community asset.
It started very small in Blaine Church in the basement with, some leaders that seen there was a need for mental health services and other social services. And actually, United Way gave Asian Counseling and Referral Service our first grant.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was for $3,000 to provide mental health services. So, we have that history that goes way back with United Way.
Today, ACRS annually serves about 35,000 people, including immigrants and refugees, with a continuum of care through 14 major programs, including behavioral health and wellness, aging services for older adults, and recovery services. Then there's Pro Se Potential, a program that focuses on the success of youth either returning from incarceration or at risk of imprisonment. Pro Se Potential was launched by Devontae Parson, who grew up embroiled in Seattle's gang and drug culture and ended up incarcerated with the possibility of life imprisonment, but dramatically turned his life around. Parson then sought to help others do the same. He dreamed of an organization that could provide youth with access to resources and peer mentorship for a safe and effective transition to adulthood. And United Way was there to help Parson fulfill his dream.
What it was so dope is United Way was the first ones to give us our grant to get started, right? So we had a grant that was like, I think $7,000 before, and that was okay to get our program. And we were able to run like 3 months, 4 months, I think 6 months program. We stretched it out and guerrilla marketed on that. But United Way came, and I think it was like 50,000, you know what I mean? 25,000, I think it was 50,000. We were able to get part-time staff with that, like contractors, to pair with youth. We were able to get like an office space, rent an office space. We were able to get materials. We were able to get, like, we were literally able to build the foundation off that and get going, right? And not only that, they were able to put me into, United Way was able to put me into rooms to where I was able to advocate for Pro Se, and then have connection with other people to give more grants, to bring on more of the team, to build more capacity, right? And then put me in a position where I knew how to even, to be honest, even speak the language of system. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand that. Like, you know what I mean? I come from the streets, you know what I mean? For my life, I didn't get systems. I didn't even trust systems, you know? Right. But like United Way was a big help and a big part of that. They even gave opportunities to our young people to come speak and different things, you know, like in the Ripple Brigade or different things like that, to come in to speak their voice, you know what I mean, and get paid, you know. So there was multiple ways United Way helped us build capacity and put our youth in position and put our team in a position where we can actually make this something and get running.
Though launched just 3 years ago, Pro Se Potential has developed an exceptional success rate in helping youth turn their lives around. Of those who complete Pro Se Potential programs, 98% have obtained employment, 90% have increased school engagement, and 92% have remained out of the criminal or juvenile justice system 6 months later. Lastly, there's Red Eagle Soaring, an Indigenous youth and theater company that used United Way funding toward acquiring a performance space of its own for the first time in its 33-year history. Red Eagle Soaring is a member of the Indigenous Communities Fund, which United Way launched in response to the impact of COVID-19 on Indigenous communities. Red Eagle Soaring is among more than a dozen organizations that have received Indigenous Communities Fund grants, which the groups can use as they see fit to do their work. Red Eagle Soaring used its Indigenous Communities Fund money as part of a fundraising effort to secure its very own 2,000 square foot venue at Station Space, a creativity and empowerment hub for youth of color housed at King Street Station. Red Eagle Soaring draws youth from as far north as Bellingham and as far south as Olympia, all eager to tap into their creative talents and learn more about their heritage through theater. Red Eagle Soaring is also a member of the Racial Equity Coalition, a group of United Way-supported organizations that offer after-school programs to youth of color to help celebrate their cultural awareness and equip them with the tools to stay engaged in school. Red Eagle Soaring Director Russell Brooks said that both the funding and the coalitions have benefited the organization and the youth it serves.
I got to say thank you to United Way of King County for really just in the Racial Equity Coalition, too, that we're a part of through United Way. It's really helped us grow our network, our partnerships, other collaborative work that we're starting to do with other organizations through BIPOC organizations. That's one cool thing with Red Eagle Soaring that, obviously we've always historically served like our Native youth, but now, especially with the realization of King Street Station, we're going to be able to do some collaborative workshops with some of our other community partners to give, BIPOC youth more performing arts related acumen that we want to share, and we want to branch out and do more partnerships with a lot of other youth in the community too. So I'm just really excited for all the possibilities that are blossoming and happening with Rez, and certainly the United Way support of that has been such a key cornerstone piece to making it all possible.
United Way of King County President and CEO Gordon McHenry Jr. said that United Way also benefits from launching or growing such organizations, as we now partner with them to help serve King County communities.
The work that we do at United Way is I think we have like 150 active relationships with other nonprofits and community-based organizations that are organized and existing right here in King County. And so we don't do all the work. We invest in that good work. And why do you do that? Because those organizations have oftentimes a specific area of service, or they are serving a specific part of our community, cultural, race, ethnicity, geographic. And so they've got expertise and experience, and we're investing in that expertise and experience. And so how that works, that could be money that we've raised that we invest and grant to them. It could be an active partnership where it's their staff and some of our direct service staff. And so that's how we get the good work accomplished.
To learn more about our partners and the work we do together, log on to uwkc.org. United Way of King County recently launched the Our Neighbor Fund, a $12.5 million campaign to invest in strategies that keep families fed and housed and help college students stay in school. Our Neighbor Fund will enable us to provide students with free meals when school is out, leverage millions of dollars in rental assistance funding, provide students with emergency grants and housing assistance, and much more. Please help join the movement to make a difference in the lives of our neighbors. To give, log on to uwkc.org/donate. Ready for some baseball? Join us at T-Mobile Park on August the 11th for United Way of King County Day, when the Seattle Mariners take on the New York Mets. During United Way of King County Day, a percentage of each ticket sale is donated back into the community. This summer, we are focused on feeding families and keeping people housed. Hope to see you at the ballpark. For more information, log on to uwkc.org/events. At United Way of King County, we are working side by side with communities to build an equitable future for everyone. Hourglass United Way is a podcast that highlights how we and our partners spend time making a difference in our communities. Our work is made possible by the generous donations from people like you. Please send comments and suggestions about our podcast to hourglassunitedway@gmail.com. To learn more about our work or to support United Way, log on to uwkc.org. I'm your host, Joe Burris. Thanks for listening. Until next time.